Morning, church. It's Pastor Mike. I hope you're having a good day today. I know that this week and especially yesterday have been maybe a little more chaotic or a little more fearful here in Cordova with the news of a couple coronavirus cases popping up here this week. But I want to encourage you with a word from Scripture. That's what I do whenever I feel stressed, whenever I feel like I'm maybe a little bit in over my head emotionally. I go to Scripture. Specifically, I usually go to the New Testament and I find words of Jesus because he has a way of speaking peace into my heart. And that's a word that I want to give you today. From John chapter 14, Jesus is speaking to his disciples before his arrest. And it's called the last discourse, this final discourse that he has with his disciples. He knows what's coming. He knows that in just a few hours he'll be arrested, tried, tortured, crucified, and killed. But still, he speaks to his disciples, teaches them, shares a meal, and prays with them and for them, tells them of what's coming and how they will be victorious over it. And his word to them today in John 14, I think, is a word to us in the midst of our fear and some of the chaos that we can feel going on around us. Jesus says to his disciples this. He says, "Peace is what I leave with you. It is my own peace that I give you. I don't give it as the world does. Do not be worried and upset. Do not be afraid." He says, it's my peace that I give you. We have Jesus' peace in our souls and in our hearts whenever we accept it and see it for what it is. And it's so important to know that Jesus knew what his disciples were about to go through. He knew that they were about to see their mentor, their teacher, and their dear friend arrested, tried, and tortured. And still he says, it is peace that I am giving you right now. Because the truth is, we can find peace in this world. Jesus says it. He says, I don't give it as the world does. Because there is peace in this world. We can find those quiet, serene moments. But they only last until that silence is shattered by something else. By bad news, by pain, by hurt, by just noises and voices that we don't want to hear. Peace in this world is always temporary. It's always circumstantial. But the peace of Jesus is not temporary. The peace of Christ is eternal. It pours over all other things that might tell us that we need to be afraid, we need to be fearful, we need to be suspicious. And the peace of Christ is victorious over every circumstance. That means that we can be in the midst of a scary moment as individuals, as a community, even as a nation. And Lord knows there's a lot of those right now. But the peace of Christ is bigger than any situation. We almost want to pray to God and say, well, God, you don't understand. There's so many things going on. And still I can hear the voice of Jesus saying, I know, but it's my peace that I gave you. This isn't some temporary peace. This isn't some peace that can be canceled out. It doesn't come with an asterisk or a footnote or a little parentheses next to it that says, wait, not totally, not now, not yet. The peace of Christ is sufficient. And it's with the knowledge of that peace that Jesus tells his disciples, do not be worried and upset. Do not be afraid, no matter what happens. Because our peace is found in the foundation that God is with us, that we can overcome anything. So it's okay to feel a little upset. It's okay to be afraid. It's not wrong. But let the word and the promise of Christ ring true in your hearts today. His peace can overcome our fear. And this is a moment for us, church. This is a moment in our community where we can be people of peace. When everybody's worrying and everybody's yelling and everyone's accusing one another, not only because of sickness, but maybe because of politics or maybe because of racism or maybe any of the things that are going on in our world, and we have a tendency to want to circle the wagons, to close it down, to yell about the other side and how they're ruining the world. We have an opportunity to be people of peace, people who are known by the love of God, people who are known for care and concern. What a blessing it is to have the opportunity to give that kind of a testimony to who God is in our world. So be the people of God today. Let Christ's peace rule in your hearts and know that it is eternal. It's not like the world's peace, it is victorious. God bless you today. Have a fantastic day, and let His peace transform you and the people around you for His glory.